So what did folks notice about these sound files when you previewed? So when your website opened as though it was live online, what did you notice?
Oh,
it just played. Is that okay?
Sometimes, depends.
Maybe. What would be the benefits of a sound that just automatically plays?
Brings your attention to that specific thing.
Great, it brings your attention immediately to the page, the content, maybe you focus again. What would be the potential drawbacks of having a sound autoplay? Yeah,
If you have more than one, then they're all going to play at the same time.
Great, if you have more than one, like if Shannon put all 26 letters on one page, they would all play at the same time. Okay, so that's not good. But what else? What if you only have one?
distracting and annoying.
It could be distracting or annoying. Great, so say you had one on your home page. Every time the student goes to the home page, it's going to play. That could be really annoying. So you want to just consider, what's the purpose of this sound? Why am I using it? How does it contribute to the student's learning? Does it need to be autoplay or not? If not, then we need to give the user control. And the way we do that is through some coding in Dreamweaver. So we click on our sound. And again, this Properties Manager is a dynamic menu. So it changes so that we have some options for our sound. Perfect. Well, that's awesome. We have a full house. Okay, so autoplay. Worked out? Nice. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is create a specialized audio track in GarageBand. And Adam already mentioned that that might be really helpful as an accommodation for students who maybe struggle with reading, or they like to have some assistance or a safety net during reading, so he might use the custom feature for a quiz. What are some other ways you could use this custom audio track?
I was going to make it for a quiz. If you get the answer right, it takes you to like a happy site.
Okay, so that's for sound effect. So that's a great point, and we will actually, when you do the quiz, we'll require that you have audio feedback on your incorrect and correct pages. So that's a good point, so that feedback. In GarageBand, you can record your voice, you can tell a story. That's what I mean by customized. It's not one of these pre-made sound effects. So how could you use a customized audio track? Yeah, David.
Music, just because I just think of that 'cause I use GarageBand all the time.
Oh, great, you use GarageBand all the time. Excellent. So you might create some music. We've had folks who have done pages on Canada or Mexico or other, maybe a cultural cross-section of the world. So they've had different music to symbolize or to kind of create the feeling of that culture. So that's one idea. Any others? It doesn't have to be for your site. It could be for any number of topics. Some students have, for example, we had a student at Jackson Man last year who was doing poetry. I'm trying to recall who she worked with. I can't recall off the top of my head the teacher she worked with. But she recorded the poem, so the students could read the poem and hear the poem. Other folks have had questions that they asked students to, so it's an autoplay prompt before the student reads the info on the page.
Maybe if you're doing something with reading, if there's like higher level words, like you can create a link to it and it can say, you can like record yourself saying the definition.
Excellent. Some folks have had actually a glossary or a vocab page where they link challenging words that are within the text of their content pages to another page, and you could have audio for that. So maybe it says the word or sounds it out. Great idea. Okay. So we won't labor over this too long. For now, we'll minimize Dreamweaver, and you can hit the orange button, or you can hit Command H to hide it. And we can do the same with our Blackboard. We're actually done with Blackboard now. If you want to log out, you can do that. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to do the GarageBand track, and we can move through the first few steps together, and then I'll have you hold off and watch the sequence of steps so that you can try it on your own, and I can kind of come around and help. So we'll see how it works. How many folks have used GarageBand? And David has. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Great. So there's 4 folks in here. Do you use it for music, or?
I just used it in the class.
You just used it in the class? Great. Were you creating music, or was it? Awesome. How did you use it, Sean?
Well, we had the GarageBand on our laptops in high school, so
Nice.
be like, I don't know, you'd have to do like a speech and send it in or something.
Oh,
like weird,
wow,
yeah.
okay. So in addition to maybe print text, you used audio files for your projects? Great. How did you use it?
Mostly just messing around with
Just messing around. That's great. That's great. Well, I've never been taught how to use it. This is one of the only things I know how to do. I don't have a musical bone in my body, so customizing voiceover for videos is how I used it, for documentary films and for art videos when I was teaching 6th through 12th grade. So, I mean, you can use it in a variety of ways and certainly help each other out and be creative. So GarageBand is this little guitar at the bottom. I'll pass around some in-lab handouts. And if you could share maybe with the person next to you, that would be great. And if the back row has extras, that you can pass them up to the front and fill in. I think that there should be enough. These are in lab. Again, we have a PDF for you online. So you can add the quiz piece. You wouldn't necessarily have a quiz.
Where do you think the effect is?
Select locals and there's your effects. Thanks, Sean.
I can't do this.
Oh god, it's like on Epic Diva.
A, apple. That's what we do in our class. A.
Crazy.
Kindergarten. That.
Educational website.
Those are the special ed second graders. What they're with, yeah. She found you.
Oh my gosh.
You can't even tell. I didn't nail our here.
Okay, I'm still learning. Perfect. And now you can select from this window. Okay. So some folks had success with the sound and they've already finished. They're kind of tapping their fingers. Other folks maybe ran into some troubleshooting issues. Some folks are having so much fun. I don't know if they've inserted one yet. But regardless, the important piece of today was to introduce you to this software and walk you through the steps. Now you've got the power, you can work with it, and Katya and I can help you if you need a refresher. Right now, we're going to take the next 3 minutes to upload our files to the internet. Remember, lab is like a sandwich. We manage when we get to lab, manage our sites, and at the end we upload. Okay, so sandwich lab. Does anyone remember what the upload does?
Puts it online.
Yeah, it puts it online. Great. So there's a handout here for you to do this, but I think we can walk through it up here. If everyone's in Dreamweaver, we're ready to move. Yep. Okay, so last week we did this really convoluted thing where we went up to site, we hit manage site, went over to remote. I think we can do it just with our little plugs over here. Let's try it. If we click these little bitty plugs together, because we uploaded last week, we should be good to go. Let's see. If we go up to Window and, hold on, I'm improvising a little bit. Over here in your Files window, you have on the right a symbol that looks like two squares, one within another. Yes. Do you see that? If you hit that, I think it expands your Files window bigger. Does everyone have this one? Great. Okay, so this is the remote view. This is what's on the server. This is local, which is on your computer. So the left-hand side here is the remote. So if we click those plugs together again, interesting. Mine's not going to look like yours because I don't have a space on the server. But for everyone else, you should see your files there. Can I just see?
I didn't do it last
Okay,
year.
so I'll help you out in just a minute.
What?
Great. Okay, so now which arrow do we push to put everything up? The large blue up arrow. So go ahead and hit that arrow.
Just press
And you can then check your sites under the ED101 archives, right?
When I did the plugin,
It brought you here, so you need to go to remote info, access FT.
Used for reading and writing.
Excellent. And those see if Maria's worked. And where did you put your sounds?
I think content 3.
All right, there it is. Great. So it worked. So the most recent version of our files is now online. And you are officially a minute over. Apologies. Go ahead, save all your Dreamweaver files, quit, eject your USB, and we've got 10 minutes to troubleshoot for folks who are stuck.
Okay.
Be patient with me. I think